Ivy suddenly recalls her former life as a fan of the otome game, Our Ray of Light. While on her way to replay it, she tragically dies, reincarnated as the game's final boss and firstborn princess of Freesia. Her knowledge of the game's event leads everyone to believe she has the power of precognition. But unlike the game's original princess, the new pride does not wish to torment those around her, such as her younger sister and her adopted brother. Haunted by nightmares of her other self's atrocities, Pride resolves to protect her family and country while progressing the story. As the world around her changes, she prepares for the day she will die at the hands of the game's main character. Nevertheless, before that happens, Pride will either transform her kingdom for the better or fall under the weight of her possible crimes. This anime has about 12 episodes, premiered July 7th to September 22nd in 2023, based off a light novel. Genre is fantasy, themes are isekai and reincarnation. Each episode is 20 minutes and is rated PG-13. Let's get started into the review. We are back again with another anime review. Here I'm reviewing the most heretical last boss queen from villain to savior. And here we have our main protagonist of the story, Royal Ivy Pride, where in this instance she is reincarnated from her life from the present now and the past, and well, in the past in her game, where she makes a complete 360, where she realizes that she has been given the memory of the body she's inhabited and of the game's original antagonist, where she knows her fate. So in this second chance, she is going to change the fate of herself in this new role and those around her, including her friends, the people she is surrounded with in her kingdom, and her adopted brother. And she wants to make sure that by the end of this game of the installment that her fate will change or she can die trying. And while I believe, this is another isekai anime, yes, I know I've been doing a lot of isekai, but hey, some of them are really good, so I have to watch the ones that captured my attention, and this one did. Because I think it was an interesting premise of having a protagonist change the fate of the predestined, otome villain scenario that we were given here. And I feel like overall, I love the trend of otome dating style games where either the character was a villain and, give another chance of life to atone for their sins, try to make a better life for themselves, or in this case, where the villain is erased and while someone else takes over, and then having these new characters see a new side of the main character, which they never seen before, trying to believe she's actually changed over a new leaf. And here we have two other characters in this series. The one on the left with the silver hair is Arthur, and the one on the right is her adopted brother, which we will see more. And I wish, there was instances where we get a notification, or at least a hint, not notification, but a hint or detail of a second season, because the way this anime ends up, there's no telling. So unless you read the manga, which will probably give you more in depth, or in this case, the light novel, which is based on, tells you where the next presence of this anime will be heading. But overall, I do like the concept of it. I feel like if you like watching fantasy or like the tropes where, no matter how much hard the main character tries to act, is usually end up in some type of scenario that they can't always solve 90% of the time. But the good news is I feel like the series addresses things. And the whole aspect of the show, the character communicates and talks through their issues like a normal person. And it does a good different change of pace because normally we see oftentimes people often ignore that. Also, it's a good example of world building, fantasy, shoujo, otome, and I think that's just a good mix. Normally, sometimes it doesn't always work well. I think also having it be like a fantasy show, instead of focusing on the magic or the action, it focuses on the personal relationships of the characters and the supporting cast out there like a lot. And last, I think in the couple episodes that I watched, the main cast is working through the ways and like ideology going through the issues and thinking how way it can become better. And I think for Pride being as the main character, finding a way to have a compromise and like also like trying to make a way better for it is a really good adaptation of this anime, which I thoroughly like a lot. Not even so Pride shows herself she sold me on the fact that she's not just a pretty face. If she needs to leap into action, she definitely can, which is a refreshing sight when normally we have a main character who is a girl, always has some shape or form a man come and be her knight in general, which not always a bad thing, but sometimes like the lady be more independent, like doesn't need a guy if she needs to, like she could stand on her own 2 feet if she needs to, but yet I digress, the trope does rely back in there, which is not always a bad thing, I digress, but I think this is a nice refreshing change of pace, and I think, there's a good slow character burn where she is, put in a situation where she wants to have romantic interest, that's totally fine. Make it a slow burn. Let's add some trauma there to it. Why not? And a couple of scenes that get you truly emotional and truly attached to the cast. And for once, this is actually like a the isekai with a reincarnation thing where there isn't no harm and there's no fan service. There is a bit of hint of romance, which I like, but it's more on the back burner, not the main focal point, which I really like a lot. Like, I enjoy a anime that doesn't heavily rely on like fan service or isekai, but definitely check out the most hysterical last boss queen from villain to savior if you haven't already, and let me know what you think down in the comments below, because I'd love to see what your thoughts are on this anime, and definitely check it out for yourself and let me know what you think down in the comments below. I definitely get this a 7.9 out of 10, and I really hope it does have a second season. But until then, take care and have a nice day. See you soon. Bye.